Hey everybody, welcome to my Let's Play of Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. Like with Donkey Kong Country, I will not be doing a 100% playthrough. I don't know where everything is, admittedly, but well, that's fine. Now, and seeing as we've got Donkey Kong 1, Junior, and 3 out of the way, I thought it'd be time to return to the Country franchise, and so we can continue working forward. So for those of you who do not remember or know, this game obviously takes place after the first game. Donkey Kong's been kidnapped. Go save him. And if you want to be really technical, it takes place after Donkey Kong Land. But yeah, we won't talk about that. In this game, we have extra features. We can piggyback our partner. We have a new partner in Dixie Kong, who's literally the best Kong in the franchise. Well, at least in country in countries 2 and 3. She can fly long distances, but her control, I think, is still a little worse than Diddy Kong's. Diddy is still faster, but like I said, she can fly. She like Donkey Kong carries barrels over her head. She uses her hair. Also, we have animal buddies returning, and they all gain new abilities too. Like Rambi here can charge. Also, I do appreciate the effect of when you beat enemies so they go off the stage, they land in water, and you can see a splash. So, in this story, we've clearly taken King K-Rool's old ship, and we've crashed it. Also now, animal buddies are no longer allowed to come with you to the end of the stage. Not that would ever matter, because even in the first game, they don't come with you to the next stage. But instead, there's these signs that will say, no animal buddy allowed. In this case, it was a rhino, so no rhinos. And you get rewards if you get them to the end of the stage. Dixie, so why are we doing this again? We got a risky donkey. Oh, yeah. So, Dixie Kong's relationship to Diddy. They're cousins. They're also dating. So, boyfriend, girlfriend. Cool. Guess the Kongs live, when it comes to this sort of thing, live in medieval times. Or live with a medieval motif, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so she's... And because Diddy Kong is Donkey Kong's nephew, so I guess she's his cousin too, to some kind of degree, but that's okay. So one thing they want you to do, you can throw Diddy or your partner at the enemy if you want to, but you don't really have to. I tried. I at least want a prize. Yes, when you land on the when you land on the target there at the end of the stage, from a high enough distance, the Kongs will do a victory dance. Diddy Kong pulls out a boombox, and Dixie pulls out a guitar. If you just jump on it, you just get a small victory You just get a small victory tune, and they run off screen. Give me that. Also, is Dixie's hair like magical, or is there muscle in there, or what? Is there also enough width to it so it can be used like a propeller? Also, I don't know where that treasure chest went. I threw it upwards, but yeah, it's just gone. It just was pulled into the void. X-Death is happy. More treasure. We'll find that treasure chest, I guess, if I ever play Final Fantasy V for the channel. Don't jump on those guys. Always throw something at them, like a Kong or a barrel or a treasure chest. This is an invincibility thing, like a Starman, if you will. If you jump on those guys with one of the Kongs, they'll be like Crucia was in the first game and just kind of... Well, it won't do anything. Unlike Crucia, these guys will get really, really pissed off and they'll start walking faster and turn red. I don't know how long these Kremlings had been on this ship. There's no... unless all the enemies in this specific world just quickly invaded the remnants of the ship the second it crashed into their island. All the sea creatures here, I can totally agree that, can totally admit that, or totally believe that they showed up when they did, because, well, the ship got damaged. Whoa! Ah. Woo. These DK coins are important if you're trying to 100%. You gotta find them all. They're, you can find them in random spots around a stage. There's one in every stage. And sometimes they'll also be at the goal here. Say hello to new animal buddy Ratley. He's a snake with a buck tooth, and he jumps. He replaces Winky. Also, I just wanted to show that off. Also, I decided for some reason to show off Kong College. Meet Wrinkly Kong, Cranky Kong's wife. She will save your game. Then after that, also she can talk to you about some things. But after the first use of saving, then, well, in each world she'll charge you coins. It sucks. It's like, aren't you supposed to be on my side? But okay. She apparently also teaches stuff to the Kremlings, which is kind of funny. I wonder what her name was before becoming Wrinkly Kong. Because it seems like everyone's names are more of a description of themselves, except for Donkey Kong, who seems to be some kind of ranking system. Because, remember, Cranky Kong used to be called Donkey Kong. Also, the coincidence that I'm doing this Let's Play now, has nothing to do with the upcoming release of Donkey Kong Bonanza. I do want to play that, but I also have no plans to get a Switch 2 anytime soon. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing here. Normally I use Dixie Kong the most. I think at this moment I was like, ah, screw this. Watch over the zingers. They are a returning enemy. Actually, come to think of it, I think they are the only returning enemy from the first game. Now we have our first boss fight. Crow! His gimmick is to just drop eggs on you in some form or fashion. Why he does that and how these eggs have bounce is beyond me, but whatever. So now that we've hit him twice, he's pissed off. So, well, fine, I'll just make it rain eggs. And normally, eggs will fly off the nest now in all directions and go off screen until one drops down like that. But for some reason in this specific round, I had a lot of luck and rather than having to wait. I find Dixie Kong is the best to use in that fight because the enemy's above her. Now we're in the second world and officially on Kremlin Island. And screw that guy specifically, and screw us too. No, you belong in the lava. You think that he would be immune to lava? Also, considering, look at the Kremlins that are in the lava. Just, their heads there, just going Also, I find the enemy's deaths in this world a little more brutal, because we're around a bunch of lava. If you watch, when you beat an enemy, you'll see smoke come out. See? It's like, oh, brutal. Well, at least for them, at least it's instant. Also, it's funny because in this bonus stage, there's no echo, so the sound, that boing sound from their heads sounds a little odd. New animal buddy, Squitter. He's a spider with a shit-eating grin and sneakers. Or are they runners? Anyway, he can shoot webs to make platforms or to attack the enemies. Pressing Y, you'll shoot those webs. A, and holding it in a direction will be the platforming webs. Now, if you press A again after you shoot one of those webs, it will spread into a platform sooner, rather than just keep going. It's also a good way to cheese things. Mind you, the way the levels work, there are certain times you just cannot go forward if you're too high or too low because there's an invisible wall there, or the camera will try to push you back. It's a really weird decision, but whatever. I understand the why. So we gotta find another coin. And apparently that spider can walk on air. Geez, I wonder how much momentum is coming from those webs to be able to knock an enemy on their ass like that. Like that, or they're all arachnophobes. Or webaphobes or something, because they don't seem to mind Squitter being there, but the second a web touches them... Oh! I meant no disrespect to anyone who actually has arachnophobia. I understand. I have a friend who has it. And there goes level 1! Squidder's actually probably in this game my favorite animal buddy next to Rambi. Yeah, I would say Squidder replaces Espresso. Though Espresso's in the GBA version of this game, where he, it's just a part of, like, a mini-game where you, where I think you, take care of Espresso and power him up so he can do races. Why I did that is beyond me, but that's okay, we'll get that barrel soon. There we go. Hooray for Dixie Kong! Oh yeah, I guess you could say, Clump returns too, but now in this game he's called Cannon or something like, something like that. Because he now stands there and, with a cannon and tries to shoot cannonballs or barrels at you. Mini Neckies in this game are just called Necki now. Oh yeah, so never mind. There are some returning enemies, but they have some name changes for most of them. So now Mini Necki's called Necki because Necki is not in this game. So yeah, like, so as you can see, the Neckis like to try to dive bomb us. There are sometimes they are successful. And you need that Necki. Anyway, so welcome to this stage. I don't know how this stage makes sense seeing as we're in a volcano, but whatever. That's hot, very, very hot water. And I guess we have yet another animal buddy, just not in the one that follows us around or we ride. That's Clapper. You jump on them and they will cool things off. Then they clap because they're happy. They bark because they're like, "Hey, help!" Ugh. What I was doing there is I don't know. And like, help, help, help! And then you jump on them, and then they're like, "Sweet, thanks." And yet they don't jump in the water. You know, they could probably keep the whole thing cool if they just jumped in the water and breathed. And there you go. When Dixie, so we all know how when you die with Diddy, he then lays there and he rubs his head. Dixie cries. And I'd like to know the development history between these three games. I was like, alright, the first game we have Donkey Kong, and he's the grandson to Cranky Kong, who was the original Donkey Kong, and here's Diddy to be his nephew and his best friend because we didn't like whatever the design was for DK Jr., the redesign for DK Jr. was. But to the point is, alright, so the first game was a success, so was Donkey Kong Land. Let's make a sequel, and Donkey Kong is captured. But what kind of sidekick should did he have? And yes, those lockjaw guys, I think that's what they're called. They just spawn in when the water gets high enough. And it's like, oh yeah, let's give him his own sidekick, Dixie Kong, and she will make her be able to fly and pick up things with her hair. She'll also be his girlfriend and cousin. Also, I don't know, if any of you watching this know, of the original 4 playable Kongs from these 3 games, who was the most popular? I know Kiddy Kong was not popular for some reason. Just because he's super strong, and we'll talk about that when we get to that game. But does anyone know? Like, I'm willing to bet it's probably a close tie between Diddy, Donkey, and Dixie. So, if anyone knows, do let me know. I would be very interested to know. Watch out for these blowfish. These barrel guys are always just meant to try to get the jump on you. I'll take the coin, why not? Alright, cool. This stage is one of the crappy ones. All right, so that version of the those barrel guys, yeah, they knock bananas out of you. Then there's two other variants. One who runs around in a TNT barrel, and one who can literally knock the lives right out of you. Ramby's an interesting choice to have as an animal buddy here, but I'm not complaining. He can literally take out almost anything. Look at him. I understand his feeling. He's not happy to be here either. It's like being in a heat wave. And everyone watching this, if where you live is going through a heat wave, my sympathy goes out to you. Where I live, we had a heat wave a couple weeks ago. So yeah, as you can see, the gimmick of this stage is riding on these blue balloons. No Rambies. In theory, yes, but I'll just... Alright, I was thinking maybe I could set the barrel down, but I'll use it as a shield, like so. This stage is not one I'm particularly fond of. And then there's Dixie Kong, proving that she can fly even without the use of her hair. She's walking on air! And Diddy Kong's just juggling away. It's kind of unfortunate. When an enemy falls into the lava on their own terms like that, like the barrel guy, you think he would, you'd see some smoke after the fact, but nope, it's only enemies you take out. And as you can see, there's these, airstreams. Oop, not enough. I said not enough, thank you. It's quite obvious what they do. They put air back in the balloon and raise it up. Duck! It'd be nice to have Ramby there, but no. And my jump was a bit off. Yeah. Poor me. Aw, whatever. I think I would die like at least twice in this stage. Now this game is considered the best of the original trilogy. It's also considered the hardest, and that last claim I can vouch for. Now it is my favorite of the bunch as well. I am with the majority there, because I do like going fast in platformers. Take this. Nice, I got 2! Because one of them just my initial one ascended right out of the lava. That was cocky, Deity Kong just juggling away while going in between 2 zingers. And there we go. This is one of the best tracks in the game, considered by most. I do agree. It's a good track. It's also probably our best introduction to relying a lot on barrels. Nice, Dixie. Just trying to bring out her inner Samus's morph ball. Oh yeah, so these guys... rats. Alright. There's a... Okay, that guy below. When I was recording this, a friend of mine was watching. And she pointed out that those guys look like Candyman. What are your thoughts on that? I personally don't know, because I've never watched that. I knew she's big in horror films, so I will take her word. But what are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you think Crook down there was inspired? Let me know down in the comments. Right, so now me. You remember Squawks in the first game? He carried a flashlight with us? Well, now, within the short amount of time between the games, he grew up. And now instead of carrying a flashlight around, he can spit eggs, though I don't believe those are eggs at all. I think they're coconuts, but everything says it's eggs, so... Take that. Ow. Yeah. Run! Sorry. No squawks. Cool. We spelled Kong. I will happily take that one up. Another thing to bring to note, this boss, his name is Cleaver. My friend mentioned that this could be a sword from Guar. A metal band, for those of you who do not know. Now, his gimmick is that lava hand down there will use the sword to swing fireballs at you, and then you just throw cannonballs at it, which seems to hurt like hell. And now that's phase 1. With phase 2, he sinks, and he comes out, and now the sword is free to roam. He's like, you are no match for me. Ooh, oh, sweet, 2 coins. And now he'll try to hack away at us. You know, if you didn't put those hooks there, you could have won. Yeah, this boss is not the scariest boss. And with that, he's done. He explodes into a dozen pieces and then goes into the lava. We celebrate and we head off into the next world. And with that, the next world is Creme Quay, but we will not be visiting Creme Quay until the next part. So until then, you all take care. Bye.